Hello, welcome back. This is Mahmurjan Rahimov. We are still talking about marketing research, which is lecture 5. And in previous part, we talked about uh, personal interviews. Now we're going to talk more about survey methods. Online surveys are now becoming very popular. Google can be used for conducting online surveys. Um, There's another popular tool called SurveyMonkey, which can be also used to conduct surveys. It's available in multiple languages. But my recommendation, if you decide to conduct a survey, online survey first, even offline survey, first look up um, previous research done in other countries in English language, because practically every area of business has been heavily researched in developed countries. So you can learn from their type of questions they use. You can benchmark some of the questions. You can, borrow those questions and adapt to our local conditions. Crowdsourcing is also another method of collecting information from various sources. So you might invite your suppliers, your employees, your customers to give you information and help you understand the market better, which is now becoming very popular. It's an affordable way, but also you increase your base of information. So this table shows and compares four basic survey methods that we covered so far. Let's move on to questionnaire construction. I already talked about importance of benchmarking in questionnaire construction, but some of the rules we should go over them. Um, your questions must be clear, easy to understand, and directed toward a specific objective. Currently, I'm grading some undergraduate papers, and they conducted questionnaires on different topics, but most of the questionnaires are so poor. The reason is even though I recommended them several times, they didn't look at similar research done in other countries. So questionnaires, another one is observation method. So you could nowadays, um, service institutions like malls and supermarkets, they could boutiques, they could use security cameras for observing behavior of customers, uh, which areas they're visiting the most, how much time they're spending next to particular products. So sometimes you could, something called mystery shopping. So you could blend among the consumers and salespeople and observe the sales process, right? So it's there is also becoming very popular in Uzbekistan nowadays. Many banks, shops. We conducted one for Artel Group. So they use this method because the information as a result of observations could be, technically speaking, they're most likely more objective. So here are some of the ways of observation methods. They can be used in combination with interviews, but you have to keep in mind that this observers must be well trained, so their bias shouldn't affect um, the information that they gather. Whatever method you choose, after you can collect that information, you must turn to interpreting the research. So step 4, interpreting research findings. This is the first step in drawing conclusions from most research, is displaying the data in table format, right? In using graphs, tables, as much as possible, the data must be analyzed using statistical methods. At this stage, the data that you gathered requires careful interpretation. Managers must understand the research results and relate them to a context that permits effective decision making. Step 5, reporting research findings. You will be required to prepare a formal written document and determine level of detail, clear and objective presentation. Consider the intended audience, point out deficiencies in the data. Researchers often give their summary and recommendations. This is for decision makers who do not have time to study how the results were obtained. So at the executive summary, usually you give recommendations and summary what has been done and your recommendations. Now technology is improving market research and data gathering process, and it's becoming increasingly accessible. Some of the limited versions are available for free. Customer relationship management is enhancing thanks to technologies being used in marketing research. This permits internal research and quick information gathering, access area of valuable information sources. Let's talk about particularly marketing information systems. So unfortunately, uh, most companies in developing countries still do not have a viable marketing information systems, which is a framework for managing and structuring information gathered regularly from sources inside and outside of the organization. It's, it's important it's an important asset for developing effective marketing strategies, right? So market research can be done once and forgotten after implementing the recommendations of that marketing research. But marketing information systems is an ongoing process. It's constantly gathering all the relevant information which can be later used for making decisions. It provides a continuous flow of information. Marketing research does not necessarily give you a continuous flow. Marketing research is expensive, but if you have marketing information systems, basically people responsible for gathering information, software responsible for gathering that information, processing the information, and people responsible for interpreting those findings and presenting to top management. So we'll talk about using technology for market research. Databases, right? So all those clicks that you make online and all those scanner data, which is collected at the stores, it's collected somewhere, right? I uh, recently read that airplanes, when they fly, each airplane generates terabytes of information during each flight. So all that information has to be gathered and used to improve the processes, to improve your marketing. So customer relationship management, which is abbreviated as CRM, is now possible with large number of people thanks to database marketing. So customer relationship management um, the aim of customer relation management is delivering differential message according to each consumer's preferences and characteristics through established and new media channels, tracking customer relationships to monitor the cost of retaining individual customers and lifetime value of their purchases. Also, we can talk about marketing decision support systems, which help marketers and executives to customize computer software that aids marketing managers in decision making. For example, the very popular German software SAP has this kind of capabilities, have a broad range and offer greater computational and modeling capabilities than just spreadsheets or notebooks. And speaking about marketing research, I know we had a separate topic on marketing ethics. It's important to implement the standards, high standards of ethical marketing and research. Must have professional standards by which research can be judged. Ethical and legal issues can develop as research is carried out. So some large organizations, they have developed codes of conduct and guidelines for ethical research for organizations. So, for example, when you conduct a survey, you have to get the agreement. Or when you are conducting an interview, before recording that interview on video or audio recording, you have to ask permission. So these are the parts of ethical aspects of marketing research. So here's a table with guidelines for questionnaire introduction, which is part of marketing ethics. Some of the international issues of marketing research are outlined here. So marketers must modify data gathering methods to account for differences in socio-cultural, economic, political, legal, and technological forces. For example, last summer we conducted marketing research among some university-aged children, like children's parents, right? But we divided them into male and female. We did a focus groups. Because in Uzbek culture, especially females, they feel uncomfortable speaking up their opinion in front of males, and vice versa. So we took that into account. So we did a focus group, and we had to conduct focus groups among parents, but we divide the parents into moms separately and dads separately. So this is one of the things that you'd have to take into account while conducting market research in different cultures, in different countries. And many marketers, they use two-pronged approach to international marketing research: a detailed search for and analysis of secondary data to gain greater understanding of particular marketing environment and its issues before gathering primary data. And then they conduct field research using methods described earlier to refine a firm's understanding of specific customer needs and preferences. Well, this is all for today. This is all for this topic. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice day.